Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Food, Wine, and Conversations. It's your friendly neighborhood wise women here to give you what you need. But before you do that, please remember to like, subscribe, put on those notifications, support us by purchasing our merchandise. If you go right there on the bottom, YouTube community, feel free to purchase. Don't forget, we are an independent production, so we really appreciate all the love that we get so we can continue to push out 8 at the Table, one-on-one, food, wine, and conversation, and just keep bringing you the dopest content that you've been missing. So today we have another fire conversation to get into. We're going to be talking a little bit about when do you fight and when do you say, I'm going to throw in the towel, I'm done, I've done everything possible. Like, so many people will say that I knew the relationship was over when this happened, when I felt this. The other flip side of the coin is people will be like, you know what, in retrospect, I feel like I didn't try hard enough. Knowing what I know now, and I don't know if it's because you go back out in these streets and there ain't nothing there.
Pretty much.
I don't know if that's what it is. But I've heard the flip side of the coin, which is like, in retrospect, that I should have tried harder.
I think it all depends on the situation and the relationship. So I think that sometimes you need to give up because it's not going to go anywhere. And sometimes maybe you do need to try, but you know.
But how do you know when, like, how do people measure when to give up and when to fight in relationships? Are people giving up too soon? I feel like there's an illusion of so many choices. There's a theory about when you have too many options, it creates kind of confusion in your mind. So in your mind, you're like, why am I going to stay? Like, I have so many options that I'm going to go out there. Not to say that you don't have options. You may very well have them. I don't know everybody's circumstances, but I think it's creating problematic situations where people who maybe in the past would fight, but now they're just throwing the towel like real quick. Because you're thinking you have so many choices.
Yeah. They have a lot of options.
And now it's like fluid, so you got the, you know, some people are just like, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, whatever, right. You're fluid. So now you have double the options that you used to have.
But I'm saying back in the days, I think that it was different because a lot of people, you know, because of our circumstances, our family dynamics and stuff like that, you weren't allowed to leave a relationship.
Right.
And you weren't allowed to leave that relationship and go back home because they would be like, what did you do wrong?
Right.
Right. So I think that now, since we do have those options and we do have like the capability of leaving a relationship without being shamed or may feel a certain way, it's like now we can do certain things and we can leave a situation before it's too late, because it's like, come on, you gotta understand, we are like, let's say you're in a marriage and now you're in your 30s and 40s, and a lot of people feel like, damn, once I'm in my 40s, over for me.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I think that I think it just depends on the person and their circumstance and their maybe how they were raised and how certain things were in their, you know, parents' relationship too.
Right.
Because sometimes you feel like, man, I don't want to be in this situation, or their surroundings.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, we talked before about how it is when people are in healthy relationships, right?
When they're in healthy or unhealthy?
Well, healthy relationships.
Right,
so
right.
we said you have friends that have those healthy relationships, and you see what that is supposed to look like.
Right.
But, you know, of course, every relationship doesn't look the same for everyone.
Right.
So when I get in a situation and I feel like I'm being mistreated or I'm being, you know, I don't know, abused or whatever it is, I could leave sooner than before.
See, that's the thing, of course. Like, it doesn't have to always be like the extreme of abuse or toxic. I was actually kind of trying to stay away from that narrative because, you know, I'm always going to encourage someone to get out of a toxic situation. But I'm talking about your run-of-the-mill everyday relationships, right? Where maybe it's financial challenge. Maybe one partner cheated. Maybe you're having problems with like the in-laws, like you guys just don't get along. Or maybe and this has happened where we had an agreement when we got married. The agreement was you would go to work and I would stay home. And let's say something happened and one partner is like, well, now we both have to work to support, this household.
Financial, yeah.
And so it's like, wait, you're breaking the agreement. So these things, not just toxic, abusive situations, but like people are breaking up marriages, relationships, long-term commitments over these things.
Right. All day, every day.
That's what I'm saying. All day, every day. So like one of the things, right? Cheating. Could you, in a relationship, could you be like, that's
Throwing
like
a
a
towel,
hard limit?
yeah.
Or is it like something that you feel like, oh,
You could work out.
it's betrayal. I don't like it. I'm very angry with you, but I can see us coming on the other side.
Yeah, because to me, I think that a lot of things could be resolved with clear communication and transparency. And of course, if somebody cheated, is not transparent,
Okay, what do you mean by that?
It's not transparent because if you cheated and I found out you were cheating,
Are you leaving?
you were not being transparent.
So do you think like the person...
So I think that the conversation that needs to be had after needs to be something that is very clear and to the point. So it's like, okay, I think that in the past maybe I wouldn't have stayed.
Okay.
But now, what happened?
Yeah.
Before we go deeper into the conversation, because I keep looking at the food.
The food. Because it says food, wine, and conversation.
Yeah, so today we do have some lovely Japanese food. So while we're filming and I'm hungry,
So we're
please don't mind me. I am going to
dab in a little
I'm going
bit.
to just dip and dab in. And every week we'll just kind of nibble on different types of food and drink different types of wine. Today I'm drinking a Chardonnay because I enjoy Chardonnay. Lonnie, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a sparkling Moscato.
And I'm drinking rosé.
Love a good wine paired with some good seafood. So today we're going to enjoy some of this. But to go ahead, I'm going to pass it right back to you.
So you can dive in.
I didn't want to be rude while Lonnie was talking.
No, I just think that, I think that over time and how you realize how certain things happen.
Right.
Maybe back in the days I wouldn't have been so open to being like, damn, you cheated?
I'm out.
What happened? Like, what? I think I would be more open to have that conversation.
Now.
Now. Okay. So, and I think that it all goes back to communication because what if I was lacking in some way, shape, or form, and that's what led you to that? And then again, that's where communication comes in because if I'm lacking, I think you need to tell me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before it gets to that point.
What if he did tell you?
Oh, maybe I wasn't listening. That's different. That's why we are communicating.
Right.
So if you tell me, and of course, it's not for every action, there's a reaction. That's just your fault. You did that because you wanted to do that.
Right.
But for me, it's like communication is like, I'm very like straightforward. I just say what's on my mind. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you I don't like this and this and this and this happened because of this and this and that. So yeah, I think that like when it comes to that, with communication and again, with everything else, with finances, we have to be very transparent in a relationship when it comes to finances because the thing is that those financials break a lot of relationships.
Right. I mean, in theory, it sounds really great, right?
Yeah.
Where transparent communication is the key. Then, so many relationships are failing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so what's going on to why so many relationships are failing? I mean, what do you think in terms of...
people are not putting a lot the work in. They're not putting the work in.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, let's say, you're the cheating. Your man cheated on you. You quick to throw in the towel. Oh, no, I'm not going to be with him. He cheated today. He'll do it again. A lot of people are going to just quit and not, take the time to observe the situation. Okay, what did he do wrong? What did I do wrong?
Right.
Because it's a two-way thing. It's not just, okay, he cheated, he's the problem, I'm leaving. You could be the problem too. It has to be, a conversation had to have, what happened? What did I do? What am I missing in this relationship? Or, you know what I'm saying? What did you do? Why did you go out and cheat?
Right.
Do you want to be in this relationship or you don't want to be in this relationship?
Or is this a type of relationship that you want to be in?
Yeah.
'Cause this
Do
might
you
not
want to
be
be
for
in
you.
this? Yeah,
Yeah.
it might not be for him. Or he might, okay, maybe I want another girl. Maybe I want to introduce you to somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A conversation do have to have.
Now that's a storm in a marriage, right? It's got to be a storm. It's got to be a challenging time. Now I think when people make it out of the other side of that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because people right now who may be going through what you're talking about, they're like, I don't know what, you're talking about. You know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah.
over it. This nigga
Right.
cheated. Like,
And look,
I'm
sometimes
done.
You could leave, but I think
but is it worth it to just leave and not
you gotta
work things out?
I think you have to kind of do the pros and cons of, staying and leaving. And what does that look like for you? For some people, I agree. It may be like, okay, you got to say to yourself, this happened. It was unexpected. Because that's a betrayal, right? It's still a betrayal. So you still have to process that. You still got to go through the emotions. You still got to go through the anger. You still got to go through the grief of what you used to be. Because you're never going to be that again. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're still going to grieve that couple you were before the cheating.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think people have to kind of go through the process, but while you're in it, I don't think you always see it. You don't always see the other side of that. This can make the relationship stronger.
Right.
That's a very...
Yeah, a lot of people don't see that.
And I think...
They just see it in the now.
Right.
Okay, this is happening now.
Because you're in pain.
You're in pain. You're hurting.
Right.
I mean, it's painful, but a lot of people are not taking the time to just
See, I've never seen
see the other side. Right.
I don't think that I have ever stayed in where I've had a situation in a relationship and I have
Stick
stayed
to it
and
to see
seen
the other side.
the rainbow at the end of the
tunnel.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get to there. So yeah, now I have taken the time to, I'm single, but I think that
Let me ask
now
you guys a
Single
question.
and ready to mingle.
I think now I take the
Let me
time.
finish you, man.
I think that I take the time and really try to communicate with someone to let them know what type of person I am and
Right.
what type of person I want to know what type of person you are to see if I would be willing to put in the work and actually go through those things so we can end up on the other side, because hopefully we don't have to.
Right.
But if
How long do you guys think you need to be in a relationship to actually work things out to see the other side if someone cheats?
well, cheating, I think it just depends on the type of relationship you have, because every relationship is different. You know what I'm saying? You can be with someone for 6 months and
Yeah.
feel so attached to that person.
And that person cheated. What happens now?
No, I'm saying it just.
You only been for 6 months.
It
Are you gonna
depends what type
continue?
of, because I just think that it depends, because there's some situations where you're in a relationship with someone for 6 months and you have an attachment to that person that is stronger than you being with someone for 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it all depends on the type of relationship that you have. Because you can be in a relationship for 2, 3 years and you'll be willing to let go in no time. You'll be like, I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just
Okay.
depends what type of
I mean,
relationship.
you having that feeling meaning you probably wasn't in it from the beginning.
So do you
Yeah,
think...
but
You're
you
just
know,
gonna just
people
I
be
don't care
faking it.
just like that.
People be faking it.
People be faking it. But do you
People
think,
do.
like, for you, are you saying, like, the longer you're in a relationship, let's say you...
Yeah, the longer you
Let's say
and
you're invested 20 years into a relationship.
Yeah,
it's harder to
it's
kind of
harder
walk away.
to walk away. You're
Right.
gonna work it out. Like
Of course,
6
that of
months.
course.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, there's an emotional attachment. I understand that. Like, I understand what you're saying, that you could be with someone short term opposed to someone being with someone, for a few years. But I also do understand what you're saying. I think when you're with a partner for 10, 15, 20 years of your life, it goes beyond just emotional attachments. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You are like bonded on whether you have children or not. You are bonded by 20 years of experience. So it does become, it's not just I'm leaving you.
Right.
I think it's like something where you have to make a decision that is probably going to impact a lot of people in your life. It's not just
Right.
going to impact just
you.
I'm saying at that time, we've been together 20 years, we're going to have to just deal with it.
What do you mean?
You cheated, so what? Like, we just gonna have to do.
I mean, you gotta talk about it. You gotta
I'm saying we could talk about it and be like, what the hell?
Right.
Why did you bring this person into our? Because let's be honest, when you cheat, you bring somebody into your marriage.
Facts, yeah.
It's somebody totally different because you know what I'm saying. This person already did the research on your whole relationship.
Who did?
That person.
Okay. What do you mean?
What do you mean? The research.
Guys, you guys are too like. Come on.
What research?
What
did they do?
research? What?
When you
People cheat for different reasons.
people cheat for different reasons, but that person is cheating for different reasons. But the person that
Not
they're
the
cheating
research.
with, girl, they already went through your whole Instagram, your whole Facebook.
I don't think that's always the case.
That's not always the case, Lonnie.
Lonnie, that's you.
Sometimes it's always a one-night
It's the
stand
case,
or
yeah.
a party. They
That's
hooked
Lonnie.
up. Right?
Lonnie be like,
No, people be in whole, especially y'all been married for 20 years. It's a whole relationship. She got a whole apartment, everything. She might have been pregnant a couple times. So it's like you have to be. You guys are not realistic. You
Wait.
know, you have to be.
but doesn't, wait, hold on. Doesn't like the person you are playing into it? You see what I'm saying? Lonnie, I know what you mean because you're very investigative. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like,
I think she was an investigator in her past life.
facts. Or work for the FBI.
FBI.
You know, she'll give you somebody's blood type if you ask. But like, if my personality type is not that, let's say even if I were the side woman, right? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't care what she look like.
You don't care. Most of these girls care.
I'm like, I don't care what she look like because he's
Right.
still coming to me.
Right.
It don't matter.
So why would I do
matter.
research?
But a lot of okay.
Dude, you getting
When it
you
comes-
getting 85% of his check. I'm only getting 10.
When it comes to the
Okay,
side,
there's a problem.
when it comes to the side cheating, the side chick, of course they're gonna do some investigation on you, like to see what you look like, go on your Instagram. Of course they're gonna do that. What?
Okay, like I
Who's not
understand
gonna
what
do
we're
that?
saying, but what I'm saying is like, listen, after 20 years, just give. We talked about
Give him the
giving
green
somebody
light?
a-
Give him the green light to go cheat.
You did that, boy. Why you do that for? You know what I'm saying? But then you got to see what type of cheating it was,
Exactly.
and then if it was like a whole relationship, or it was like
Right.
something that was
A
just
one-night
in
stand.
passing,
A one-night stand,
or whatever. So it all
or was
depends.
it an ongoing-
Because, guys, we talk about these things, but there's like what is it called? Levels to this.
Yeah. What is your number one thing?
Your
that-
number one hard limit,
Yes, your number one hard limit that if your partner do that
you'll always walk away.
Yeah, you'll walk away. My hard no would be if he stepped out and have another child.
But you consider that betrayal, so that
the baby, that's an ultimate betrayal.
Yeah.
Betrayal.
But is that a conversation that you already had?
yeah, she said she always spoke to him
So then
about
that's
it.
the thing. So like that's why I say everything goes back to the conversation.
Yeah.
Because if
Oh
we
yeah, that's
have,
a
if I have
conversation.
a conversation.
We sat down, we
Yes.
talked. Look, nigga, if you have a baby, I'm out.
And you gonna pay that alimony
Right.
forever,
Forever.
because I is never getting remarried. Forever.
I'm gonna do that shit on purpose. Just be single.
Be single forever.
Be single forever.
Make sure you pray every month.
Got some little boy toys. Stop by the crib every Tuesday. That's it.
No, he'll stalk your house every day. Make sure you don't have no sneaky link sneaking in there.
It don't matter. You're not married.
You're not married. That
long as you're
alimony
not
check
married.
is coming.
Yeah, but if
That's
if
why
you
they be
do,
coming for us. We sound crazy. That alimony check is
that
coming.
alimony check is coming.
Yeah, you gotta.
every month.
You guys have to understand. We're not sitting here to tell you guys like this is what you should do.
Yes,
Okay, we
but
tell
this
you
is
what
my
we
hard
think.
no, what
Yeah.
I would do in my relationship. Everybody's different. Everybody will stick around no matter what. But this is my hard no
Right.
in my relationship if that were to happen.
Nani, do you have like a hard no in relationships?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because I might be the one that come out pregnant. I was saying, you don't know. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But, I don't know. I don't have like a hard, I think that finances is important to me because I'm like responsible when it comes to like my household.
Finances?
Right.
So, I don't want somebody to be irresponsible with our house before
Right.
they go out there.
Right.
And I think that, it's not a hard no because if we communicate,
Right.
we could fix it. But, I think that, communication is my thing. I just say whatever's on my mind, and if you don't listen, I just leave.
Whoa, that's heavy. That's
What?
harsh. Or
That's
say,
not-
wait,
if you
I
don't
say
listen.
what, yeah, I say whatever's on my mind. You know there's a chance you might be wrong. So if you...
No, because if I tell you that this is not working for me,
Right.
let's say I tell you, okay, sex is not where it's supposed to be.
Right, right.
Like, you need to do something because it's not working out.
Right.
And you don't do nothing, then I have to move on, because if
Okay.
it's gonna, I'm gonna have to find somebody else to satisfy me.
You'll end up stepping out of the
Stepping out of
relationship.
the
So
relationship.
I'll just, we're
But I
gonna
mean,
have to let it go. If financially, if you're not able to, you know, if we cannot communicate and agree on something that will work for us,
Right.
then it's not going to work, because what's going to happen is I'm going to end up being bitter. Or if you don't communicate with me and telling me what you want, then you're going to end up being bitter, and we're going to hate each other.
Right.
And like, I don't want that. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. I want to be happy.
Right, I agree.
And I think that it's just like, it just depends. If you're not able to communicate what is wrong, what you think is wrong and what I think, if you're not able to listen to what I'm telling you and like make something of it and make something work, then we're not supposed to be together.
You know, like I find this is the thing in terms of communication. And of course, communication is critical and it's important in a relationship. But I tend to find that people always have aha moments. And I find that's what the communication is, right? I feel like you're communicating with your partner, your loved one, whatever. And that sometimes people think is the change. And it generally isn't. Like, you know how many times, especially when I was doing therapy and I would be with my clients and, you know, they would have a breakthrough during the session. They have this great aha moment. And, you know, for them, they think that's the change. And it really isn't. This is like the first step. And I feel like that's what happens with communication. We always say communication is important, but it's really changing behavior that's really critical. That's when you start to see a shift in whatever is happening, whatever's happening in the relationship, whatever is happening in your life. So it's beyond just the communication. It's the next step that happens after communication
right.
that you end up seeing the work being done.
Yeah.
For me, you know, it's hard. Like what you said. I feel like my art knows like around probably the same thing, but you know, like here's the thing. I'm a big thing on what I consider betrayal.
Right.
Right? And betrayal for me is if you're like dishonest about whatever it is.
Right.
No matter what it is. Because if I already know, especially I know in detail, and I come to you and I ask you and you lie, whatever hopes that I had will crumble right there. I think that's what will crumble. Because if something happens, it might be salvageable. It might be like, okay. Because then to me, when you lie, you're self-preserving. You're only worried about yourself. You're only caring about yourself. You see what I'm saying? Right. So and it's also a lack of remorse for what you did. You see what I'm saying? So if your first instinct is to lie, then you're very much self-preserving. So I think the whole thing about feeling betrayed by your partner is very hard to get over. Even if you stay in the relationship, like I said, you're going to grieve what the relationship could have been, and you're going to grieve what the relationship was. And if you choose to stay and you're not willing to get past it, you're not willing to forgive, you're just going to be in an empty shell of a relationship. Right. So it all depends to me on what you define as betrayal. And for me, it's that dishonesty when I ask you about something.
Number one, if I ask you, I already know the answer.
Big facts.
So you shouldn't even lie. And then you lying now, everything that you say you could be telling me the lie. The first thing was like the way that I met her was. And that was the lie, and everything else was true. You lying. Everything you said is a lie. I already know. I already looked.
I already know how you met her, when you met her.
I know her phone number, where she lived, her parents' house, all of that.
Everything.
Lonnie's not lying. That's the scary part.
Yo, when I'm telling my man, when I have to confront him about him doing some craziness, I gotta have like 3 bottles of wine.
What?
Really? Before you confront him?
You gotta be ready.
Ready for what?
Wait for what? Wait for war?
We are definitely not encouraging violence on this show.
No, I'm not. I didn't say anything about anything. That was you.
What you gonna be ready for?
Exactly.
If you drinking 3 bottles of wine,
You're not in the right
you're choosing
state.
violence.
Exactly. Your head is not in the right state of mind.
And you're emotional.
It's for after I choose violence.
Before you have a conversation, you have to have a clear mind.
Right.
Okay? You have to take a USA, get into yourself.
Let's say
Relax.
I call you. I'm like, Mimi, oh my God, I need you right now. Open up whatever you have. I'm coming. I need to unload right now. I'm on my way.
Right.
What are you uncorking for me?
I'm uncorking a bottle of wine, whatever you drinking, red, white, whatever.
If Marie's coming over, I'm doing a Casamigo.
Facts.
If you
Yes, Casamigo.
If you
right?
coming, I'm gonna have to get some lightweight alcohol, some Malibu.
Because I'm lightweight.
Wait, first of all, if I ever call Lonnie and I'm like, Lonnie, I'm on my way. I need you to uncork anything. Lonnie's going to uncork it. And in the back, she's going to have like a machete.
A machete?
Be like, you ready? Where we ride at dawn. Where you want to go do?
Actually, I'll be like, you don't have to come over. I will come to you.
Can I just address, like, the world feels kind of heavy right now.
Yeah, very heavy.
It's like, you know, we're having a good time and we're trying to have a good time. You know, we're trying to eat with friends, have good conversation, have good wine. However, it's hard to ignore what's happening in the Ukraine. It's hard to, ignore what's happening in the world. I think all of us are just essentially hoping for the best because I think in our lifetime, we've never seen war, and like, I hope in my lifetime and in my children's lifetime that they don't see it, because it's not something that is light. You know, I always say if you don't laugh, you'll cry, and that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. It's like constantly on my mind, but I'm trying my best to kind of reset myself and make the best of it. But
Right.
we're all a little bit on edge. It's
I was
hard.
hoping that the zombie apocalypse was going to come before this.
Before that?
And now we got to deal with this.
Wait, what? First of all, no, I don't want the zombie apocalypse.
Listen, I was ready. I was ready.
With the machete?
With the
You know, it's hard out here. So
Yeah, I
With the
mean,
machete.
just to acknowledge. So, look, this is something that I actually truly believe. Like, life is going to throw you things. Life never really needs your help. You know what I mean? I used to say that. Life doesn't need your help to mess with you, to give you challenges, to give you hardships. When you have the opportunity to be with good friends, drink good wine, have laughs, take those opportunities, because you never know when that challenge is coming for you. So be present with those that you love. Be present with your friends, your family, your colleagues, and just try to make the best of it and trying to see the good in the world right now. I think we all need to see the good around us. So if you have the opportunity to be joyous and laugh, do it.
yeah, have those conversations that you need to have with those loved ones.
Loved ones,
or those
yes, guys.
who you haven't spoken to in a long time. Make that phone call.
Make it, my motto, guys, live, love, and laugh.
Well, that too. All right, you guys, we had a little bit more for you. We'll give it to you next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget, tune in every Tuesday for Food, Wine, and Conversation, but not just Tuesday. We got something coming for you every day of the week. We love you guys, YouTube community, Instagram, all across the board. We appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves, and please be safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Mwah.